From left, Dave Franco, James Franco, and Tommy Wiseau. Photo by Ruben V. Nepales Los Angeles. The Franco brothers, James and Dave, shot The Disaster Artist, their first team-up, based on the book about the making of Tommy Wiseau's The Room, widely considered as one of the worst movies ever made. How bad was The Room, which Tommy produced, directed, starred in, and released in 2003? It was so bad that it was so good. A flop when it was first released, The Room became a cult hit, drawing midnight screening audiences, who interacted with the film like moviegoers did with The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Followers delighted in the bad acting and dialogue. Eventually, Tommy recouped the $6 million he spent on The Room. James directed the movie based on The Disaster Artist, a memoir written by Greg Sestero, who starred as Mark in The Room, with Tom Bissell. Greg shared his anecdotes about the making of the movie, often cited as the Citizen Kane of bad movies, which featured him in a melodramatic love triangle with Tommy, as Johnny, and Juliette Danielle, Lisa. In James' movie, which features impressive 25 minutes of shot-for-shot recreations of The Room, he plays Tommy, while Dave portrays Greg. The good news is that James does not deliver a disaster of a movie, but comes up with a hilarious, deliciously subversive film that makes you want to see Tommy's The Room. The two brothers have great chemistry on screen. When the film premiered in the South by Southwest Film Festival last March, James received multiple standing ovations. Recently, we interviewed James and Dave in separate chats. But the treat was meeting Tommy himself, whom we can only perfectly describe in Filipino as Jeprooks: long black hair, sporting sunglasses, dog tag, belts, wallet chain, and other silver accessories. The eccentric man, whose age, heritage, past and the source of his considerable personal fortune is a mystery, has mastered the art of deflecting questions. He's reportedly Polish and is in his 60s. Here are James, Dave, and Tommy in their own words. James Franco: there was that billboard on Highland Avenue, in LA, that was up there for 5 years from 2003 to 2008 that Tommy paid for, which was for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then, he spent $6 million on the movie that looks like $60, laughs. The billboard was such a weird thing that I didn't really think about it. It had a phone number and Tommy's face glaring down at you. And then I read the book. The other actor, Greg Sestero, and this great journalist Tom Bissell, wrote it. I'm glad I read the book first, because the movie The Room is so bizarre. People have been going for 14 years essentially to laugh at it. It was a very personal, serious statement about how Tommy felt about the world and how it had betrayed him. The character commits suicide at the end. With my film, you can see we aren't really making fun of him as much as make him sympathetic and show that he has artistic tendencies. Obviously, I love my brother. I was doing literary adaptations and I'd asked him to be in them. He just wasn't interested.